Welcome to Apex Esports League. I'm JT. Tonight we're on Project Cars 2 for the Pagnian Imports BMW M1 Procar Cup. Tonight is round 4 and we're heading to Azure circuit. So that is the Monaco for Project Cars 2. We'll take a look at this session. So for Azure circuit, we've got the two divisions running. We're heading over with Division 2 first. We've got 15 minutes of qualifying. Weather is light cloud. The race is 15 laps. Weather will progress from clear conditions through to medium cloud cover. There is a mandatory pit, and then we'll have a break and then head in with Division 1, and that'll start at 8:45 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then we've got the 15-minute qualifying and 15-minute race. Sorry, 15 lap race, should I say. And then we will look at the standings. And for Division 2, after round 3, we have Spray and Pray leading the championship with a solid 444 points. And over in Division 1, we have Taijo only closely leading the championship, so it's only a difference of 4 points between himself and Coco Dog, and it's still not far off with Vortex down in 3rd position, so it's going to be very tight for round 4 tonight. Last week, round 3, we're at the Sequito GP. We saw Spray and Pray take a clean sweep for Division 2. And then for Division 1, we had Taijo take pole position, go on to win the race, and it was DK Rush that ended up taking the fastest lap bonus points. We'll take a look at the prize that's up for grabs for our Division 1 Championship winner. There's a $50 Pagnian voucher up for grabs, and that's being proudly presented from our sponsor Pagnian Advanced Simulation. So our drivers will be able to increase their sim gear with $50 to spend on next level racing products, and all our members and viewers do have the option to get 5% discount as well, so you can use that discount code at the bottom of the screen and get 5% off your order. Take a look at the track. We're in France for Azure. Track length is 3.34 kilometers. There are 19 turns. Qualifying is starting at 10 AM and is a very technical track. There's going to be a fair few incidents, I am assuming, around here. We do have a smaller track field for Division 2. There's only 7 drivers at the moment, so we're missing a few of the regulars. It's probably going to make things a little bit tidier for the drivers trying to get around the track. Hey, Steph. Jumping on the stream, hope you're in for a good game tonight. Is it Para and Broncos that you've gone to watch tonight? We'll make our way through. We've got Division 2's race tonight. We've got Dan PS Man. We've got Balaki making an appearance after being away for a few weeks. Good to see him back on track. On a track to come back to. Straight into one of the most difficult tracks there is. Hypes. If you join us for the stream, do jump into the chat. Don't be shy, say hello. There's also those sound effects controls underneath the stream, so you can cheer and applaud our drivers as they go on through the night. And for any of our newcomers to the stream, do hit that follow button. We do thank you for all the support we're getting. You will be notified when we go live here, Project Cars 2 for Thursday nights. Bobby Daddy doing pit stop. We're going to swap over those tyres. So it is forced default setups for the series. It prevents them from changing tyre pressures. However, in their pit strategies, they can actually then go in and change those tyre pressures. So coming into the pits will allow them to swap out for that set of tyres. We did just have Simo Simsel. Got Spray and Pray, our championship leader. And Dan Boone. Hopefully I'm not sounding too croaky over the stream. I'll try and salvage my voice as much as I can. I've been sick all week with COVID, so it's been a horrendous week. Hoping I'll be able to gather up the energies of our last outfit tonight. A little bit of wall contact from Spray. How you going? Thanks for jumping on. He's got a very nice opening lap at 1:39. No holding back for that first time lap. Drivers now setting a time in qualifying. Bray doing a very conservative first time lap. I do believe it's only been Doggy to have gone in and make the pit stop, swap out those tyres. A little bit of walk on it. I don't think he's done any damage. In the game with street circuits, it will allow a couple of taps on the walls before it actually invalidates their lap. Unless, of course, the hit is quite a significant hit to the point that it'll cause some damage. In general, scrapes are going to be fine. Larky's car looking well smashed up in the front. Got 11 seconds separating 7 drivers. For a lap around with the drivers in a moment. A little bit slippery there for Hypes, but he gets it under control. Being able to throw the car around a little bit on those very tight hairpins can be of an advantage. Given they can't really adjust setups, they're probably going to have to throw the car around just a little bit more. Can actually increase their steering a little bit by going in and fine-tuning the calibration of their wheels just to increase that steering sensitivity up. We'll get a little bit more turning circle. Not sure if any drivers have been in and played with those settings. Time on Balarki. Got that 39 near flat, nice and early. Currently sprays 1.2 away. Pipes has just bumped Dan Boone down a spot. He's snuck into the 3rd position. Setting a 141.5. Ooh, there's just been a car dive off in turn 1. See off in the distance. Must have been Dan Boone because his car's now been brought back into pit lane. Hey, Jurassic Jam. In for your Thursday night helping of Carnage. You're definitely in for it tonight around Azure circuit. Oh, that was a solid hit for Simo into that wall. Yeah, we're going to jump on board here. Doggy's just come out of the pits. On for a fresh lap. It's going to be probably a little bit cool because he's going to be trying to get those tyres up the temp. He's see just how narrow the circuit is. Not many opportunities for passing. And some very tight apexes. He's essentially scraping Armco to make the corner. And not being able to look into the corners, incredibly difficult to try and find the apex in the hairpins. Playing it very cautious with that throttle as he makes his way down through the hill, weaving those hairpins and through the tunnel where he can get the foot down into a nice bit of pace. Very cautious coming down into the chicane. And those sausage curbs, very dangerous at pace. It will throw that car off out to that outside left wall. Nice line through that section. You can be able to just about flat foot straight through, just with a little bit of lift just to grab those apexes. And then the second last corners, very tricky lines. Cars usually go every which way trying to find their way through. There's Blake just coming out of the pits. Lap around Azure. There we go, a 137.9 for Malarkey. Making a big improvement on his lap time. After he did set that, he ended up spinning the car. So we saw him coming back out of pit lane. Ray's second quickest out there, and it's 2.4 seconds away from Malarkey's pole. And Gallon wears Blake's 36s. It's not too far from. Can he be able to do it in the next 3.5 minutes? Got some huge pace. BMW's reclaimed his number 3 spot. There's not a whole lot in the improvement that Dan Boone did over Hype's time. A 41.533 and a 41.541. Pace that Hype's been getting out of this car has been great to see. Some leaps and bounds in this series. Dan's car looking a little beat up. That is just residual visual damage to the car. Making improvement on his time. He does, he gets it down to 9 seconds for the gap between himself and Malarkey's 137. That's nearly 9 seconds separating the field. All the drivers are constantly improving their times. Dan really starting to hone that car in now. He's moved up to the second position. Edging towards Malarkey's pole time. It's still just over a second away. There's a minute 20 left, so it's probably only going to be 1 to 2 laps left in the session. Procar. Got Doggy and Dan in the pits at the moment. So that'll be it for their qualifying session with only 30 seconds left on the clock now. Last lap for Belaki. Probably going to be relatively safe with that 37.9. Can he wrap up the session on the final lap and break down into that 36 margin? Oh, and he's just lost the pole position. Dan Boone, quicker and quicker every lap, managed to pull that whole second. Well, I think it was 1.1 second he had to try and chase. He's just scraped in pole by 0.027. Balaki's just had a big off, so he's just brought the car back in, so he cannot defend that pole position now. And there'll be enough time for Dan Boone to get another time in. Looks like Spray's wrapped up this lap. Looks like AI's taken over the car. Leaves Pipes and Simo have to try and improve their positions. Crosses the line. Simo's wrapped up the lap. That just only has Dan currently running for a timed lap. Just looking to see if he can improve on his time. 37.873, can he do it? He does, he improves it. That went down to a 37.3 by the looks of it. Oh, did I just see a disconnect? Hopefully there hasn't been a dropout in the middle of that. Dan Boone takes pole position. Yes, nearly breaks it by another half a second. So 1:37.361, a very tidy time in. That's him with pole position. And the rest of the grid we have is Belaki, Spray and Pray, Heights, Doggy Daddy, Simo Simsel, and Dan PS Man. Must have been a little bit of an early disconnect message I saw come up, so we've got all 7 cars to have come across. Even though we've got a small intimate field tonight with the lap times that they were just setting over the course of 15 laps, if they can have a nice clean race, that's going to make for some interesting racing despite the smaller numbers. Hopefully that just means there's a less opportunity for incident to occur, so that they can all go the distance and battle each other out all the way through to the end. Get a nice camera angle to the start of the race up towards turn 1. Should be able to see some good movement. There we go, all the drivers have readied up. Green light for round 4. Let's put the boot down. Dan pulls away nicely. He's got a little bit of competition from Spray already coming into turn 1. No turn 1 chaos. Nice and easy with all 7 cars finding that track position nice and easily. on the gills is always interesting. Driver's got away nicely. Dan Pearson, he just scrapes in through that corner. A little bit of an off look like spray. Missed the chicane. Contact for Hypes. Coming out of the exit of the chicane. Could have gone badly. He's lucky the car actually bounced back out. Facing the right way. Hey Steph. No worries. Thanks for jumping on. The game's a good one to watch. Dan Boone already stung with a slowdown penalty. Still feeling pressure from Polaki. He hasn't been able to pull away. The post-race time penalty this early on. How tight these times were in qualifying could easily cost a position. Quite some time we haven't really had much spacing across the finish line. Buckle on it for Doggy. Seems to have fared okay with whatever contact he's had. Hopefully that car can last out. So it can be a race of attrition. It's more just about minimising your pit stops, just getting that car home. You get in and out with one stop, you're going to end up finishing in a very strong position. Started to drop back a fair bit. May just be wanting to try and play cautious at this point, especially with the nice lead he has on the championship. He's got a slight advantage of Dan Boone because he did miss a round. Spray's had a good amount of consecutive wins for the series. Spray's got to do is finish up towards that top end. Ensure he gets through nice and clean, doesn't risk any incidents that could cost him some championship points. And then he could potentially be heading into the final round next week. A win already up his sleeve. Simo's taken a pretty solid hit, so he's got a lengthy stop in pit lane. Must look like Dan's car actually bogged down quite a fair bit for a brief moment. Larkin's starting to really put the pressure onto Dan. On board with Balaki. Scrapes that wall. Lost some pace. I don't think it's done any damage to his car. That corner very hot. A little bit of understeer. Steel's backing off on the throttle. Gray's starting to close in a little. starting to come from Dan and Balaki. Pipe sitting nicely in 4th position. Currently 10 seconds away from race lead. He's got about 4-second gap between himself and Doggy. Oh, lock up coming down to the chicane. Could have gone badly for Doggy. He managed to save the car. Not sure if that car, he's steering a little crooked. Seems to be okay. It may just be a bit of panel damage to the front. Dan pitting him now. I don't think he's taken damage. Car hovering around. That was a little bit weird as it got lifted then. Let's see, Balaki take the race lead, but he's now got spray hot on his tail. He doesn't need to be too aggressive in trying to get around Balaki. Balaki having missed the first 3 rounds. Not going to be a concern for the championship. Spray needs to be in this race. He's concentrating on finishing the championship. Doesn't really need to fight too hard for any more wins. Some strong finishes. Sitting back in that toe of Balaki and then just waiting for a nice safe opportunity to pounce. Going to be much better than pushing that car way too much than potentially winning the car and seeing you finish down towards that back end. But, I'm not sure if that was Hype's front bar that he was actually just pushing out of the way. Yes it is, it's his bar. Lost huge pace here. Doggy's going to be able to get around him. May need an early stop for Hypes. Yeah, in he goes. That's good, we got no tech gremlins going on, only giving us a 3-lap race like we did last week, so we should be able to finish up on time. Not have to run over like we did with the restart last week. Did actually second guess whether I actually might have only loaded in 3 laps, but I did actually go back through and watch the stream. And in our first take for Division 2, it did actually come up with the 14 laps at the top of the screen. Then at the end of lap 3, it said race complete, so not sure what was going on. Well, Spray's run through in the chicane again. Caught him off guard a couple of times so far. I think it may be while he's chasing the car ahead, he's getting a little bit of a different line. It's a very tricky section coming down the hill. Very easy to lock that car up, but you're also a little bit off camber on the track. You've got to bring the car across to the right, and the car really does not want to move in that direction. If that car does start to lock up under braking, it's best not to try and fight it. Just keep that car diving straight down. Just run through the chicane. Hype's back out on track after his pit stop. Coming out behind Simo Simzel. Oversteer for Simo as he tries to pull that back across out of the exit from the hairpin. forward with our race lead, Hawaii. Spray just gets the pass on Balaki by diving straight through the chicane. That's a fair few laps in a row that's really caught Spray off guard. In most circumstances, he could have probably just ignored the slowdown request and taken a time penalty. But since a pass was made as he dove down through there, the game would have actually been telling him to return the position. Any off track in making a move, he'll end up requesting that to actually return a position. Larky also pitting in. We are at the halfway point. Doggy not needing to come in, so he's already been in and pit. Oh no, he's bringing the car back in. Maybe a using from qualifying. I did think that I actually saw the pit indicator come up for Doggy. It is a second stop, it's going to cost him. Starting to drop back away from Simo now. Not sure if Simo's been in and got a pit out of the way yet. Starting to get the better of a few of the drivers. Fair bit of panel damage. In saying that though, these BMW Pro cars are very sensitive to damage. It will take much of the tap, and then there's a huge amount of visual damage done to these cars. They haven't been overly kind to the drivers this week. 2 street circuits for the week. Monday night just gone, we had round 4 of the iRacing Formula V Championship. And we were at Long Beach Street Circuit. And to throw an even tighter street circuit at them this week for Project Cars. The track doesn't make its appearances too often in our series list. It is a great track to be able to watch some excellent racing. It does put a lot of drivers off. All those walls, it doesn't take much just to end that race for them. Pipes catching back up again to Simo. Both drivers are missing those front bars. Little errors from Simo costing him some pace. Only 5.6 seconds away from race lead. He has also been in and got his pit out of the way. He's first to head off. He was leading the race before peeling off into the pits. Malarkey and Spray now having a decent lead on the race after they've been in for their stops. Spray dropping back. Man, heading in now. Seeing some very nice lap times being done on these previous laps. 138.7 for Malarkey. Spray at 139.4. Dan doing a 137.6. There we go, some more 37s up there. Both Malarkey and Spray getting in pretty much same times, 37.5 and 37.4. So that time around, Dan's pace started to drop off, so he's down into the 140s. Pipes ends up making the pass around Simo, so he's moved up into 5th position. It's going to cost him. Very interesting lines by both of them. A bit of wall touch. Being 10 laps in, all drivers are on the current lap. And no lapping going on yet. Like Dan Pearsman's about half a lap away before being lapped. Pretty sure he could be able to hold off for 4 laps, so we could see all 7 drivers make it to the finish. That'll be great to see. Track not being as daunting to them as they're expecting. We'll bring up time penalty that Dan's got. He's only wearing 1 second. Clarkie's starting to get some quick times in now. That last lap of 137.1, he's definitely breaking down into the 36s. But that fuel's starting to drop off. Looks like they've just managed to be able to pass some traffic. Looks like Simo Sims will up ahead. Malarkey's now got to get around. We had actually got around Dan. Spray's had a big spin, so that's why there's that gap now. He's also lost the position to Dan. Took a little while to try and turn that car around. And a very dangerous point in which he'd spun. Coming into those last few corners. Line corner completely. The drivers may not always be aware of any potential safety issues up ahead. will actually display it up the track map if drivers do have the track map shown on their heads up and there is an off. There will usually be a yellow rectangle shown up on that section of the track, so you can actually play cautious, but it gives you no indication of to where the car's situated, so it can still pose a big problem. Ray dives out, full contact coming down into the chicane. I think he's going to have to run through. Didn't leave himself much to go. Oh, some door-to-door action there, trading that paint between each other. Doesn't get much more tight there. Oh, and a little mistake. Oh, we've had a retirement too. Dan PS4's dropped out of the session. Only a couple of laps away, that's unfortunate. Doggy's just had it look like a huge hit. He's been into some repairs. Blarkey spins out. He's got a huge gap though, he's lucky. He's got 9.4 seconds between himself and Spray. And being on lap 14 of 15. We'll take a quick look at the standings. At lap 14, oh, Doggy's really struggling with the car at the moment. Can he spin that thing back around? Really hard to try and flick spin this car. A little tongue-tied tonight. We got Doggy in 6th position after Dan dropping out of the session. Timo Simsel in 5th. Pipes in 4th. Dan Boone in 3rd. Grand Prix in 2nd. More wall contact. Blarkey leading the way. It's likely a little bit of fatigue starting to set in on these drivers. There's been a fair few little errors being made. It's not a very long track, but it is very technical, so it's quite mentally straining. It does have you on the edge of your seat a little bit more, just because it doesn't take much of an error just to essentially wreck that car entirely. That's the last lap. He's just got to keep that car safe. He can really drop off some pace for this lap. He's got 10 seconds between himself and Spray. Marky looking to try and make up some lost points from missing the first 3 rounds. Spray makes more wall contact. Spray needs to do is just make sure he doesn't spin this car. There's a 1 second safety net between himself and Dan. Dan's got that post-race time penalty of 1 second. And he's already ahead by at least 4 seconds. Here comes Blarkey on the home stretch now. Take the win for round 4. Slow down enough just to be able to make Hypes do one more lap. Yeah, crosses the line. Oh, a solid hit for Blarkey from Spray, stopping at the finish line to do a burnout. Then Spray takes podium in position 2. Then Dragging some debris around. Takes Pagnian in position 3. Hype's now forced to do another whole lap just to cross in 4th position. Timo now being driven by AI. Doggy should be on a hot lap here. 70 seconds to be able to get these final laps done. Will be enough to see both Hypes and Doggy cross the line. A nice drive from all drivers, especially very nice tidy opening laps as well. Not usually expected from this track. They've done a fantastic feat just to be able to do that. Doggy's had a spin, having some dramas in his last few corners. Lap down over Hypes, it's not going to affect his position. There goes Hypes crossing the line in 4th position. Great outcome. We're going to have enough time to see Doggy cross the line as well. There we are in 5th for Doggy. There's the end of round 4 for Division 2 at Azure Circuit. After 15 laps, we've got Bolaki, our winner for the race. I think he may be in the running for the fastest lap of the race as well. It's a 1:37.139, so a very tidy lap. Nearly getting into that 1:36 that we're hoping to see him break in the qualifying. So well done, Bolaki, taking the win. And welcome back after those few weeks away. And then also on the podium, Spray and Pray in position 2 and Dan Boone in 3rd. And then we've got Hypes and Doggy Daddy, and then a couple of disconnects at the end there. So it looks like we've lost Simo as well in that, as well as Dan PSN, so a little unfortunate there. We'll be inviting in Bolaki, Spray and Dan. Remember to save that replay. I think most of our drivers are very happy to see the end of that race. They were all a little bit daunted coming into it, but then they have done a fantastic job in the end. Only a couple of time penalties, only 1 second for Dan and then 2 for Doggy. Comes get podium finishes. Congratulations, Bolaki. Good way to come back after a few weeks away.
Yeah, glad I finished. No damage.
Yeah, managed to get through with no chaos going on, so that was the main thing. And then a very nice fast lap too, a 1:37.139. So nearly getting down to that 36s, yeah.
I was 4 times up, but I scraped the wall and oh well.
Still a very nice
Still a
lap
quick
anyway.
lap.
Yeah. And very close between the three of you too, so 37.4 and a 37.6. So not a whole lot between the three.
No, there isn't.
And it was reminiscent from that pole, the qualifying as well, especially with Dan just rounding you up for that pole position right at the end of the session. So it was,
I was up, but I got my lap invalidated.
Yeah, I did see that, so it was going to be a very close outcome for that again if you had been able to hold on to it for that lap.
Oh well.
Yeah, but a good way to come back and start off with a win and the fastest lap of the race. Well done, mate.
Thank you.
And congrats, Spray.
Thanks, JT.
A good finish for the championship to come into the final round. You didn't need to worry about a win too much, just a good finish position.
That's it. Hopefully next two, just do the same. Just finish goodly, like a good finish, but yeah, fingers crossed.
Yeah, definitely. And then a little bit of issues coming down into that chicane after the tunnel as well. A few close dives that you had down through there?
Yeah, a few
That
lock
car
ups.
just not wanting to pull in?
Well, one of them on lap 7 when me and Blake pitted, I was just telling the boys that I would have broke, but I was making sure I had all my pit correct and all that. And I accidentally entered into to change it, and I thought I pressed close, but I accidentally pressed OK to swap the driver. So I looked down and I thought, oh no, and I was trying to get rid of it and it wouldn't go away, and I thought, oh, this is bad. And then I looked up at the track and I was at the braking marker and I thought, oh well, I'm going straight, but oh well. And yeah, so
I was like,
I
where
hit
are
a
you
few
going?
Yeah, the
Yeah.
dangers of texting and driving there, Spray, isn't it?
Oh, that's it. Look,
Especially around
as long as
Monaco,
the
man.
pretender doesn't see. Look,
Monza or somewhere like that's all right, but not around.
yeah,
Monaco.
Bathurst down at Conrod, that one you can get away with. But
Yeah, no, that's fine.
yeah.
Not
Coming
around
through
the
the tunnel
streets of Monaco.
and then down into the braking zone of the chicane, probably not so much.
Well, I didn't know where to do it, because where on this track can you do
Yeah,
it? It's
there
one
isn't
of
too
those
many
things.
opportunities, actually. None whatsoever.
But, nah, it was alright.
Yeah, congrats, Dan. Good drive.
Yeah, it was okay. I hit that wall, the inside wall, pretty early on at the last corner, and took some damage. So yeah, that sort of ruined my whole race. And had to stop early, and then just tried to push too hard to catch him. So
Yeah, because he pulled away nicely at the start of the race, and then that just started to dwindle in. And then after peeling off first for the pits, he sort of came back out at about 7 seconds behind.
yeah, I took because I did a damage repair, so I lost about that 7 seconds repair and damage,
Yeah.
and then as I say, just trying to push too hard, then to try and either keep up or at least try and catch them, but yeah, then tyres burn off it by the end.
Yeah, but at least
yeah,
you
good
still
fun.
managed to get the car home and finish up on that podium.
Yeah, it came home in a reasonably one piece, so that was good.
Yeah, and not too many drastic incidents actually considering it was usually expected for this track, so yeah, well done to have
Yeah.
gotten the cars home.
Smaller amount of cars on the track helped.
Yeah, definitely that smaller field had very much helped that situation, so if we had seen a nice 16 cars out there, it would have
Yeah,
definitely
it would have
been
been
some
a
chaos.
different
It would have been a different race altogether.
Yeah. Yeah, but well done, guys, and then good luck with coming into the final round next week, so being over at Imola. So at least there's much less walls to contend with.
Yeah, a bit
True.
of room to move.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just very,
Just
very
lots of sand
deceiving.
traps.
Yeah. You think you can go quick through some corners, next minute you're like, oh, maybe not.
Pretty tight on track limits too, Imola.
It is, yes. So we usually see if you get stung with the post-race time penalties.
I think I got stung with a lot, nearly 20 seconds, maybe.
At Imola last.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely wouldn't be surprised there, so it's quite strict. But congratulations, and we'll see you doing it all again next week.
Will do. Thanks,
Thanks,
JT.
JT.
Thanks, boys.
Good luck, everyone else. Alright, see
Good
ya.
on you, Blake.
See you guys.
See ya.
Goose.
And there goes Balaki. We were stirring him up in some of the chats before, saying that he was
Guess who's
back,
back?
and then asking, is it Slim? So of course he had to throw that in. So well done there for Balaki. So we'll be taking a short break now, and then heading into Division 1's race. We've got another 15 minutes of qualifying and a 15-lap race around Azure for Division 1, so do stay tuned. We'll be back again at 8:45 PM Australian Eastern Standard Time, so that's about 19 minutes away, and we'll be back with some more great racing around this lovely track. So stay tuned, we'll be back shortly. welcome back to Apex Esports League. We are on Project Cars 2 for round 4 of the Pagnian Imports BMW M1 Procar Cup, and we are at Azure Circuit. We did just see Division 2 run. We're now heading into Division 1 session. We are in France for Azure Circuit. It is Project Cars' version of Monaco, and the game time is starting at 10 AM for qualifying. It'll progress to 11 AM for the race. The length of the track is 3.34 kilometers with 19 turns, and it is going to be some fantastic racing. So a little bit bigger field with Division 1. We did see a smaller amount of cars battling it around in Division 2. We've got 9 drivers loading in. We have a little bit of IP clashing going on between Taijo and Pretender. Hopefully that resolves itself. We don't see a disconnect for either of them. There is only a very close lead on the championship from Taijo. Disconnect tonight, missing out on some points is going to be very costly for the championship. There's only 4 points separating himself in position 2, which is Coco Dog. Make our way down through all our drivers. Second up we have Pet Farmer. To the Pretender. We have Gallant. Expect to see some 36s maybe starting to break down towards that 35 mark in the lap times. So, some dramas bringing the car back into the pits already. Taijo is running from a controller as well. Handling of the car may be a little bit different, trying to turn these M1 Pro cars through the hairpins. Billy currently racing with a little bit of a shoulder injury as well after having torn a muscle. Hopefully pain doesn't cause any dramas for him. He can endure through 15 laps around Azure. We have DK Rush. First times starting to come through. Also have Cliff. Vortex. Vortex opens with the first time to take pole of 144.5. Time starting to come through. Coco coming in with 142. Pet Farmer at 140. Vortex pole with 1:39.5. Straight in with some fast times. Just in the opening times, the first 7 drivers, 6.8 seconds separating. They're already getting in some very nice close times just in those opening laps. So by the time they get these cars dialed in, so there are going to be some very close lap times being set in this session. Contact. The Vortex improves on that pole time of 1:37, nearly flat. Brings that car back in. DK comes to with 1:38. Vortex carrying some big pace. Not much more in it to be able to break into that 1:36 margin. Nine drivers, 6.5 seconds separating them. Qualifying in third at the moment. DK's taken pole, breaks well and truly into the 36s. It's a 36.7. This is going to be a pretty exciting qualifying session. The way these drivers are just belting out these times. Farmer doing well with a 1:38 flat. 1.2 seconds away from the pole. A big hit. Hasn't invalidated his lap. It doesn't look like he's taken any damage. Seems to be a little bit off pace for this lap. 7 minutes remaining. Just in the pits, not sure if he's just brought the car in. Got a fair bit of damage to the car. They had an off. Haven't seen any of the drivers head off into the pits and swap out tyres, so not utilising the strategy of being able to change over some pressures. They're all pretty content to run those default pressures at this stage. Kaijo starting to get the hang of it now. It's up in there with a 1:37. 3 tenths away from DK's pole. DK's marked the car up. Kaijo improved that time. They've been an invalidation. Dog's just moved up a little, now into 4th position, having just done a 1:37.1. Every time we've seen movement on the standings, they really bumped down. It's not taking much to lose a few positions just because of how close these times are. Three drivers in the 137s. There's only a tenth separating the three of them. It's Tyjo, Vortex and Coco. Apparently just new joining us for the stream, hit that follow button so you can be notified when we go live. Here on Thursday nights for Project Cars 2 and also Monday nights for iRacing. We've got the final round next week for both the series. We'll be starting our next series. We're going to be having plenty of the roaring V8s, running the Super 2s on iRacing and then the FG Supercar for Project Cars 2. Contact from Pretender. Jumping forward for lap round. Oh, Coco's come through, taking pole position. Tyjo's also bumped down DK. Coco's broke into the 135s. Coco improve his time again. A very tight line down through turn 1. Only leaving a small fraction between each of those walls. Giving another couple of opportunities to get laps in now. Minute 20 left on the clock. We got Nick ready to start a lap. Hopefully we don't jinx him here. It'll be the last opportunity to get a lap around. He's 0.8 up, so he's probably going to park the car up for that, so we probably just jinxed ourselves. Stay on board with Coco, so he's only a couple of corners into it already. A little bit slippery, he's carrying a huge amount of pace into those corners. car can be thrown around a fair bit. 3 attempts away from that pole time. A little bit of wall contact. Oh, solid hit. And there's some burnouts to finish it up now. That's the qualifying session complete. It's probably pretty safe with a 1:35. IJ still has some opportunity here to try and improve that time. No, he obviously wasn't on for a good lap either. That slide from DK, pushing the car. His car's parked up all over the place. I think that's Gallon that was just parked on the side. Oh, too much drift for DK. Slide's getting the best of several drivers on this final lap. Big broadside for Vortex as well. Now giving us a nice smoky. Bits of his car sitting along the sides of the track. Nicely, because not so easy to actually try and get a burnout going when we first trying them out. Drivers got the hang of it. Now complete. Results for Division 1, Coco Dog taking pole position, setting a fantastic 1:35.560. And then the rest of the grid we have is Tyjo, Mitcliffe, DK Rush, Ford, Philly Manili, Head Farmer, and the Pretender. So over to the track now. Series being forced default setups, the driver's not needing to have to worry about changing their setups here. They do need to make sure that they've got themselves a pit strategy actively set, that there's no surprises when they head down to serve that mandatory pit requirement. We've seen a fair few positions lost over the course of the series just from the pit stops. Practicing those pit entries, very crucial so they know how much pace they can take in at different points and then pull it up just before the pit limits. Now the driver's ready now. Away. Let's try a quick start for Coco. Tyjo a little bit slow off the mark. It's allowed Mick Cliff to move up the positions already. Tyjo slightly goes wide. Car's too wide down towards the back end. Coco flying ahead already. Starting to feel some pressure from Tyjo in those first few corners. Vortex looking to try and find an opening as well. Trying to squeeze past EK. Managed to do it. I think Philly may have just gotten around Gallen. Ended up leaving a little bit of an opening. Start of a lovely opening lap. Coco, a couple of scrapes on the wall. So over that first lap, nearly putting 2 seconds on the race lead already. Philly just been in and pit. Not sure if he may have had a little bit of damage to contend with, or if he's just getting out of the road early so we can focus on the remainder of the race. Shoulder injury may not be up for trying to go door to door for all the technical stuff. Facing it out may be a little bit of a beneficial idea for him. Streaking ahead, but they know that sector is push it out past 2 seconds, but starts to see that dwindle down through sector 3, so he's a little bit off the pace through there. First 2 sectors, Coco seems to have a huge amount of pace. That was a little bit of wall touch from Vortex. He got up onto that curb. I think it may have just actually kept him away from the wall. And they're trying to chase down Head Farmer. Gaps increase again for Coco. They over the course of sector 3 where that drops off, and he's made more contact there again. definitely dwindled off, but he's made up a heap of ground over the course of those first two sectors. So he's managed to be able to get through into sector 3 and still hold that 2-second gap, so it's now pushed out to 2.5 seconds. I think there's been a disconnect for Tyjo. I'm not sure if that came up on the screen. And a disconnect for Gallon as well. I did just get all blue screen. And Tyjo's is dropped out, so we've just lost 3 drivers. Billy may have retired out. Can't see him as being a disconnect. Oh, there is a disconnect there. And Galen jumping in the stream chat now. Got an annoying point to get disconnected there, Gal. Lost a couple at the same time. Not sure if there's some sort of technical issue going on. Vortex just makes contact to the wall. Narrowly brings that car up in time. Fair bit of understeer coming in. So DK taking a fair bit of curve down through the hairpin. Vortex currently with a post-race time penalty. Tyjo, that was horrible to see. Up there, fighting up to that top end. DK, pretty solid here. That's just dropped a huge amount of pace. That's going to open up an opportunity for Midcliffe to try and pull away from DK now. Pago putting a massive lead on the race, 6 laps in with a 6-second lead. closing in on DK now. DK managing to keep Vortex at bay. He hasn't closed in too much. Mick keep up the pace to be able to hold these two at bay. About 2 seconds quicker a lap compared to DK. Vortex is pushing down some very quick laps. That last lap of 1:38.4. Coco Dog not being able to be stopped at this rate of 1:37.7 was his last lap. Corner catches him off guard again. First pit stops being done now. We've got a few going in. We've got Head Farmer, Mick Cliff and DK all heading into the pits. Coco Dog streaming ahead of Vortex now. It's 11.7 second lead. Vortex wearing a post-race time penalty. It's only 1 second that he's copped. Pretender now going into the pits as well. It's just leaving Coco Dog and Vortex just head in and stop. Few scrapes for Coco. Vortex fitting now. A few good scrapes to the front of the car as well. Mick recovers back up into second position. Now with Vortex in the pits. Mick already having pit. DK just scrapes ahead, actually racing him at pit exit lane. This battle between Vortex and DK can now continue. Both having very similar journey times in pit lane. Now a lot closer to Mick Cliff than they were before when they were battling it out for position 3. All drivers serving the mandatory pit requirement except for Coco. Got a huge lead, so he's going to have ample time to be able to decide to go in and pit. That car is still feeling good. Keeping it out on the track, it's furthering that lead. DK still putting down some quick pace at 1:37.3 that lap. Fairview 1:38's coming in. Big slide for DK, it's cost him heaps of pace. Not the position yet. Vortex gets a wonderful line out of the corner. It's going to see him with a huge amount of pace. He's almost going to squeeze out to that outside wall. He had to yield in. Ooh, big spin for DK. Coco's now heading into the pits. Looks like a fair bit of damage done to DK's car. You pirouette all the way down. Taken a little bit of damage. Still hasn't been back out and underway yet. Let's see Mick take the race lead. That's lap 11 of 15. Echo loses a few positions. And Cliff keep the car going at some good consistent pace. That previous lap of 1:36.8, a good amount of pace, quicker than Vortex's last lap. Done a 1:38, which is still a very quick lap. This could be a milestone opportunity for Mick to be able to take his first win with Apex. Been seeing him on the podium more often than not now. Can he bring this win home? Just got to keep the car very clean. Nerves probably getting into him a little bit as well. Being out there leading at this point in the race, just watching that time drop between himself and Vortex. With the pressure now off between Vortex and DK. That spin costing DK big time. And he is contending with a bit of damage to that car. A big drop in pace. That'll see Coco be able to reclaim a position. About 7 seconds away. Head Farmer's closing in on Coco. Not sure if he may have actually taken some more damage. The car doesn't look to be up to scratch at the moment. It's just not cutting those golden laps like it was before. Back in the pits at the moment. Vortex quickly closing in now. That lap of 1:36. 1:37. 2.5 second lead down to only half a second now. Played defensive here. It's lap 13. He's only going to keep Vortex at bay for a couple of laps, and then he can have his first win. I don't think he's going to want to give it up too easily when he's got his first opportunity here. Very nice line for Mick. Vortex slightly offline. That wall contact's dropped that pace off. Vortex playing with the lights a little as well. There's going to be a nice little fight through to the finish here. Vortex pestering those mirrors. Do jump into our chat and use those sound effects controls for our drivers. Applaud for these guys is going to be well in order, especially for Mick Cannon Cross and take his first win. Being very consistent. Now half a second slower pace than Vortex, but it doesn't matter. He's going to be able to hold him off. Ooh, squeezes out. They both make contact. Vortex tried to sneak out and around. Yeah, looks like 3, because we had 9 of us in there. Looks like Philly, Taijo and yourself. Oh, big wall contact for Vortex. That's the breathing room that Mick Cliff was wanting. Vortex was pushing that car big to try and get that final pass in those last couple of laps. Lucky he had that big safety net between himself and DK. What a drive for Mick. It's getting nice and close. In the back end between DK, Coco and Head Farmer. Oh, that's just cost him for Head Farmer. Coco's moved back up into third position. And here comes Mick for his maiden win. What a run for Mick. Congratulations. He's going to be ecstatic taking his win. It's only a matter of time and he's come and done it. And at Azure as well. And well done to Vortex taking position 2. Coca Dog, big recovery after that big drop after a very long pit stop. So to still get back onto the podium and take position 3. There we are. Results. After 15 laps around Azure circuit for round 4 of the Pagnian Imports BMW M1 Procar Cup, Mick Cliff is our round 4 winner. 1, and on the podium we have is Vortex in position 2 and Coco Dog in position 3, and the rest of the standings we've got is Head Farmer, DK Rush and Pretender, and unfortunately our 3 disconnects, seeing Tyjo, Gallon and Philly all drop out around close to around that same position, so very sad to see them all drop out. Only 5 laps in. We'll have a scan to see who the fastest lap of the race is. We've got a few drivers in the 136s, so it's a 136.680 being the fastest lap, and that was done by Vortex, so we'll laying down that lap in the race as well. So we're inviting in Mick, Vortex and Coco for a chat now. Yeah, that's being shot off to them. They'll be joining us in a moment. Congratulations, Mick.
Cheers, mate.
Win, mate. How's that finally feel?
Excellent. Sweaty.
Yeah, it's been a time coming, getting those
Yeah.
consistent podiums. That was only just
that was hard work, that one.
And Vortex wasn't going to let you have it either.
No. I thought I was gone, but he was on the wrong side. If he was on the other side of me, coming out of that corner, he would have had me. I would have let him go.
Yeah, definitely would have. It was some very close door-to-door stuff. And then that spin right on that last lap for Vortex must have been a nice sigh of relief for you, Mick, just to be able to not have to fight for another lap. So
I dropped 2 seconds on my lap time just because of that.
I was a bit shocked with that spin because it just seemed like there must have been a bit of clipping or something in game, and it just snapped the car around.
Yeah, we did see that. It just grabbed and completely spun the car, as if it just full on grabbed it. It was something very odd.
Definitely wasn't expecting to spin, that's for sure.
No. And
I'm glad you did.
Back on the podium as well after that nice lead, and then the pit stop costing you to drop back down a fair few positions.
Yeah, I just binned it in the chicane, that really fast chicane at the last sector, I think it is.
Yep.
Yeah, I put it into the wall on the exit on the left. So, yeah, I jumped straight in the pits, but yeah, I'm surprised I recovered that. I think, did DK have a crash?
Yeah, I think he lost it.
Yeah, coming down into the chicanes under locking, just completely pirouetted all the way down the hills. So
Yeah. Really hard under braking down there.
oh, yeah, they don't like it.
It's a shame for the 3 people that disconnected as well.
Yeah. I don't know what happened there.
Yeah, with Tyjo fighting up the front and then just to drop out, and then we saw Gallon and Philly both suffer disconnect. So
Yeah, if Coco Dog didn't crash, he had me covered, that's for sure.
Yeah, I was thinking I have it in the bag, and then bang.
Yeah.
By a millimeter.
Yeah, that's okay for you. It can be over within an instant. So
yeah, I wasn't even going to try and chase you down. I just was happy where I was.
You probably would have got to me because I was dropping off pace even after I fixed up my car.
Yeah.
Well, as soon as I saw you spin, Coke, I was like, I need to pass Mick so I can get the most amount of points.
yeah, try and get that margin. Yeah, poor Tyjo, he jumped in the chat straight away and just goes, oh, well, there goes my championship, just like that. So
no.
They only have a 4-point lead in the championship and then to suffer a disconnect. So it's very disappointing.
Yeah.
The only issue with virtual gaming.
That is. But yeah, congratulations, guys. A great drive. Managed
Yeah,
to
cheers.
survive around Azure.
Yeah, I only
And
tapped a couple of
still
walls.
take the podium. Yeah,
1%
still
damage
getting
is all
through.
I copped.
That's not bad.
No, that'll do me.
For 15 laps with non-stop walls, they only take 1%. Well done. Very
Yeah.
deserving win.
Cheers.
Yeah.
And hopefully we'll see you at the top of the podium more often now, Mick.
Yeah, hopefully.
Yeah, congrats, guys, and good luck with the final round next week at
Yeah.
Imola.
Thanks, JT.
Thanks, JT.
Thanks.
No worries.
Love your work.
Thanks, guys.
And then we have our podium finishes with Mick taking his maiden win, and then Vortex in position 2 and Coco in position 3. So that's going to make things very tight for the championship standings, especially now with Paul Taijo dropping out with only having a 4-point lead. However, there is still going to be enough opportunity to be able to try and reclaim some points next week, as it's double points for that of the race, and then there's even extra points up for the fastest lap, so things can still definitely change. It's not over and done for them yet, so do stay tuned on our Facebook page for those results and standings as we come down into it. And then we will bring up our next event, as we're mentioning, because we will be over at Imola for the final round. So it's going to be fantastic seeing these guys finish up at Imola. So do hit the follow button if you haven't done so already, so you can be notified when we go live for that. So that'll be starting at 7:30 PM next Thursday, Australian Eastern Standard Time. And then, of course, the final round for our Formula V Championship on iRacing for Monday night. So thanks for tuning in, and we hope to see you trackside next time.